Seated pull across the floor and the Aeneas Yoke finale. Those weights are getting heavier every 30 feet.
First of 3 heats for the men. Again, back-to-back events. A 6-minute time cap here. And we are underway. I misspoke. That's an 8-minute time cap. Then we have a 2-minute reset. And then at the 10-minute mark, that is when we will start event 17. Let's go through the mission brief here presented by Air National Guard.
This plays in 2 ways in terms of the bike and the thruster. Start smooth, finish strong. But between 16 and 17, it's the same way. That yoke's going to be heavy, so you got to be smooth and efficient in 16, not to blow up there. Then play the numbers game. If it's a home run for you, might as well get 100 points while you can. If not, try to balance the best finish place you can between both events.
21 calories to open this up here. Henrik Haapalainen is towards the front along with Quinn Robinson, Callie and Souza. Haapalainen just about done. Aniola Kai, meanwhile, is finished. And he and Quinn Robinson, the first 2 men to the barbell, along with Nick Matthew in lane number 2.
So a few different strategies on the women's side. Your first 2 heat winners were steady on the bike, but really pushed the pace on the thruster, where Lucy Campbell had a bit more effort on the bike, but broke up her thrusters.
115 pounds, 52 kilos on the barbell, and it is Quinn Robinson who is through 37 of the 42 reps, now 38 of the 42 reps in this opening round. Robinson making his first individual appearance here at the CrossFit Games as he and Ben Fowler are back to the bike along with Aniola Kai and Louise Cuellar on the right side of your screen. 18 calories here in round 2. Barbell weight increases to 135 pounds, 61 kilos.
See Ben Fowler, Quinn Robinson on the left side next to Nick Matthew. Pushing the pace a little bit harder on the bike. Saw him break a couple times on the thruster. So he might take that strategy of a little bit more effort on the bike, a few more breaks on the bar.
Robinson and Cuellar are trading first place here. They got to get to the 60 rep mark before they move back to the barbell. Robinson now up to the 135 pound thrusters. Again, 61 kilos. Cuellar and Akai are working on the thrusters as well. And here come Fowler and Matthew. And Haapalainen has now gotten his hands on that 135 pound barbell. Aniola Kai on the right side of your screen with the black knee sleeves, yellow wristbands. Your leader right now in this first of 3 heats. At the 78 rep mark, he'll head back to the bike for 15 final calories. 8-minute time cap and then a mandatory 2-minute rest. And we get going with event number 17 at the 10-minute mark. Akai is through. Cuellar is done as well. The 2 of them leading the way here in heat number 1. Back to the bike for 15 more calories. Quinn Robinson, Ben Fowler, and Callie and Souza are on the bike along with Henrik Haapalainen.
15 thrusters to finish this off after these 15 cals on the bike. And that weight is moving up to a stout 155.
Aniol Kai knocks out his 15 calories, heads back to the barbell, now 155 pounds, 70 kilos. 15 thrusters here. Luis Cuellar on the all black. Right next to him, far into the floor, you can see Quinn Robinson walking up to the barbell. He sits in third place here in the heat. $108 total reps. Akai with 2 remaining. And he is in, and Aniol Kai setting the early time to beat. 5:37.24 seconds.
The time cap being 8 minutes. He has a little over 4 minutes to try to recover before event 17.
Luis Cuellar is in. Robinson is done. And Kalyan Souza in the middle of the floor, your leader, although Ben Fowler just edged him out there in lane 4. Souza, bottom right-hand part of your screen, is done as Hapalainen finishes up his final set of thrusters. Good to see Hapalainen back in action. First appearance here at the CrossFit Games since 2024. Ben Reyes on his final rep. He is in. And the entire field finishes well inside that 8-minute time cap. And we're not going to accelerate things here. Everyone will get their full rest. At the 10-minute mark is when we will start event 17, but it's Aniol Kai, 5:37.24 seconds, setting the early mark to beat.
(21, 18, 15). A lot of guys started pretty quick in round the first part of 21. Quinn Robinson, one of those athletes. And then on the right side, Aniol Kai started to creep up in the round of 18. And then he was the first man to the barbell in the final set of 15. 155 pounds on the final bar. And able to set the new time to beat for heat number 1 for the men.
Akai and Cuellar, Spanish duo, going sub-6. Quinn Robinson will finish in third place, followed by Fowler and Kalyan Souza. And now we're on to event 17, the second part of this back-to-back challenge. It was a test inspired by Aeneas that was done back in 2018 as the final event at the CrossFit Games in Madison, Wisconsin.
And then a 90-foot seated rope pull, actually 100 feet across the floor. And then that Aeneas finale, yoke carry, increasing weights every 30 feet. 425, 565, 645. Got to be smooth over the box, but you got to be strong with the yoke carry. Did you save a little bit in 16 and play the numbers game going into 17? Did you try to hit a home run and hang on? Or did you conserve your energy in order to hit a home run? We'll see.
So 1 minute left in this rest period. There's Quinn Robinson, who's making his first individual appearance here at the CrossFit Games. He's been 2 prior times on a team. Spencer Panchik competing with his twin brother Saxon for the second time. There's Kalyan Souza, representing Brazil here at the CrossFit Games. Nick Matthew has traded the singlet back to the crop top. So we've gone to basically a felony now down to a misdemeanor. First heat underway in event 17, the final event of day 3. 3 events remain on Sunday before we crown the fittest man on earth. 20 shuttle box jumps, 36 inches on the box. Both hands and both feet have to touch behind the yellow line after every rep. There's no requirement on how you get down from the box. You can jump, you can step, you just can't use your hands to assist in any way.
It's one of those that first jump coming off event 16 is a little bit of a maybe. Start to find your rhythm about halfway through. See most guys just hopping off, stepping, reaching down and touch. I saw a couple different strategies on the women's side, where Campbell was doing a big step back with her trail leg, and then that would help step her through right back into the box.
Matthew is tied with Callum Clements right now for the lead through 18 of those 20 initial reps. Once he's done here, Matthew's going to head back to the rig and pull that 170-pound, 77-kilo sled about 90 feet back towards his platform. The Clements, Hapalainen, Fowler, Souza, Robinson, Pancic, Akai, all done. Reyes and Cuellar, the only 2 men left on those box jumps. And it's Ben Fowler who's starting to gain some ground on Henrik Hapalainen here on the pull. Hapalainen's sled is in the middle of the floor. He's your leader. He'll get a rep for every section of the floor he completes, denoted by those light gray lines.
Pulls and leaning back. Hapalainen is just sitting there pulling short pulls with his arms only.
170 pounds, 77 kilos, and Hapalainen makes quick work of it. And he will head to the yoke. Starting weight, 425 pounds, 193 kilos. Three sections he needs to carry it. He chooses to get way over that line before he reloads it. And he's the only man on the carry right now. Now Matthew and Clements are on their first carry.
Sean, when you think about it, it's actually a genius strategy. Why walk further with heavier weight? On my lightest one, I'll just, I have to stop? Okay, I'll stop here. Same thing.
He got told to stop it again. Hapalainen reloading the yoke to the final weight of 665, 301 kilos. 3 more sections to complete. Matthew sits in second place, followed by Callum Clements. And here goes Hapalainen. He will not need to be told when to put it down that time. And Hapalainen takes off towards the finish. And he takes the heat. 3:38.09 seconds as Matthew is off on his final carry. And Nick Matthew takes seconds. He goes sub-4. Here comes Callum Clements. Quinn Robinson looking to wrap up third place in the heat. Fowler's next to him. Robinson taking a break. Fowler continuing to work. Emmanuel Akai, on the right side is going to win that race. And Akai gets in ahead of Ben Fowler. Quinn Robinson wrapping up his event. Spencer Pancic is done. Kalian Souza is now your leader on the floor. 6-minute time cap here, and Souza's out of gas.
And that is a heavy, heavy yoke for the men.
Again, 665 pounds, 301 kilos. Benjamin Reyes is starting to catch up with Souza. Reyes in the background there is done. And Ben Reyes in with plenty of time to spare. Souza's done. Leaves Luis Cuellar as the only man left on the competition floor. And not sure he's going to be able to make it across the finish line here. The 24-year-old and doesn't have a ton of experience under his belt. He started training CrossFit in 2020. Anyo Akai with the top time in event 16. Henrik Haapalainen, 3:38.09 seconds. Takes heat 1.
Start off with those 20 shuttle box jump overs. 30 inches for the men. In center part of your lane, Henrik Haapalainen and Nick Matthew were one of the first ones through the box jump overs. But once he got to the sled, Haapalainen, using a different technique than anyone in the field, anyone that we've seen so far, short pulls, all arms, and it worked out well in his favor as he was able to get to the yoke first. And I really liked squeezing out a couple extra feet at the yoke at the sliders. We've seen everybody stop right at the line. He walks past the line, saving himself about 5 or 6 feet on the heavier carries.
Henrik Haapalainen, 3:38.09 seconds as he and Nick Matthew go sub 4 in that event. Callum Clements and Anyo Akai, 3rd and 4th, and Ben Fowler rounds out the top 5 with that 4:26.04 mark. Luis Cuellar, the only man who was unable to complete the entirety of that event inside the 6-minute time cap. 2 heats remain here in events 16 and 17 for the men at the CrossFit Games.
115 to 135 to 155. Time cap for that is 8 minutes. 2-minute break straight into 20 shuttle box jump overs at 30 inches. 100-foot sled pull across the competition floor, and that Aeneas finale yoke carry to the finish line.
Mission brief presented by Air National Guard.
Got to stay smooth in part A, event 16. Move well, but don't blow yourself up because you need to finish strong with that heavy yoke carry in event 17. Play the numbers game. You think you can win it? Go for it, not worry about the consequences. Or it could be the other way around.
10 men in the second of 3 heats. Keep an eye on Moritz Fiebig in lane 5. He already won the other event with a bike. That was an actual bike on Wednesday.
Dylan Hamming went off very quickly, and a lot of times you'll see some guys do that just to really ramp up the cows per hour on the bike and just get some good cows in early. I wasn't sure if he was going to keep that pace the whole way through, but that would have been very interesting to watch if he did.
Hamming's one of the bigger guys in the field, 6'2", 215. 33 years old, and this is his first individual appearance here at the CrossFit Games. He has 2 other appearances in the last 2 years, but both of those were on a team. Moritz Fiebig, first man off the bike, steps up to the 115-pound, 52-kilo barbell, 21 thrusters to kick us off. And here comes Dylan Hamming right next to him. Austin Hatfield is done, along with Mika Maizarazda.
Fiebig tends to fare well in events that involve the Echo bike.
Fifth career appearance for Fiebig, and he is on pace for the best finish of his career. His prior best finish came last year. He took 19th place overall in 2025 in Albany, New York. So Five going with that strategy that we saw work for Lucy Campbell. Make your money on the bike, pace yourself on the thrusters.
We've seen two different strategies come into play, but that one worked out very well for Lucy Campbell. Just narrowly missed getting the best time.
Colton Mertens on the right side of your screen was even with Feibig after the barbell. Mazaraza on the left side of your screen is also out front. He got back to the bike ahead of Feibig. Victor Hoffer's in the mix for the lead as well. Hoffer's down in lane number 7.
Now, in terms of Mertens, that you know he's going to hammer those thrusters. He's the best squatter, either high volume or heavy weight in the game. It's the bike that's going to hold him back a little bit between some of your top athletes, but for him, it's just the bike is going to matter less and less because it's just cows, 21, 18, 15. The thrusters, however, it's not that the reps just go down, but since the weight is going up, they're going to get harder and harder when you get under fatigue, and that bodes well for Colton Mertens.
Austin Hatfield and Nika Mazaraza are done with their calories, along with Feibig and Hamming. Here comes Colton Mertens on the right side, and Victor Hoffer in the black shirt. On to the round of 18 thrusters, 135 pounds, 61 kilos. Feibig taking a break. Hatfield's taking a break. Hoffer drops the barbell. And now Hamming with his first break in the all blue. Austin Hatfield getting back to work. Mazaraza on the far left side of your screen joins him in this set. Trying to get to that 78 rep mark, and it's Colton Mertens who gets there first. Mertens hustling back to the bike to start his round of 15 calories. Austin Hatfield and Mazaraza on the other end of the floor onto the bike as well for their third and final rounds. And here comes Victor Hoffer.
We think athletes that go unbroken on the 18, maybe a little gun shy on the 15, or a little afraid of what it's going to feel like on the bike. Colton Mertens is not one of those guys.
Mertens leads the way. Mazaraza on the far left side of your screen sits in third place behind Victor Hoffer. Hoffer right next to Mertens. Haven't seen anybody trying to do any monitor peeking here. Not sure you can see it from that far away. Mertens and Hatfield even here through this round of 15.
And Mertens Hatfield got a hand in the air, just a few cows ahead of Mertens, but Hatfield has to know that if he breaks here, he's going to lose the lead.
155 pounds, 70 kilos. Hatfield tearing through these reps. Mertens has gotten to work at the other end of the floor. Here comes Mazaraza. Hatfield takes a break. Mertens can take advantage of this. Mertens continues to work. Hatfield has the barbell back, and now we are tied. Final rep for Colton Mertens, and Colton Mertens is going to hang on to take the heat ahead of Austin Hatfield. 5:21.44 seconds is the new top time. Victor Hoffer is across, as is Mazaraza. Moritz Feibig, your leader on the floor, on the left side of your screen, is done. Pat Veller has 3 reps left. Panchik is in. Vellner is through. All 10 men finishing again, like we saw in heat number 1, well inside that 8-minute time cap. And now we will wait until the 10-minute mark. Colton Mertens setting the new top time. And he does it on the barbell.
At first it was hamming on the Echo bike next to Moritz Fiebig. He's here the first couple athletes off the Echo bike, but that middle 18, Mertens got ahead on the thrusters because he was able to go unbroken, but Hatfield on the left side of your screen pushed the bike to get ahead of Mertens. It's almost like he knew, but it came down to who was willing to hang on to the bar longer, and that was Colton Mertens. Once again.
5:21.44 seconds for Colton Mertens. Just edging out Austin Hatfield for the heat win. Victor Hoffer with a time of 5:31.81 seconds in a tight race with Nika Meiserazda. And then it's Moritz Fiebig rounding out the top five at 5:50.27 seconds. Top 6 men all going sub-6 on that event. After this mandatory rest period at the 10-minute mark, we head to event 17, jump, pull, yoke.
30-inch, 20 shuttle box jump over PACA sleds from the Madison days, and then an Aeneas finale on the yoke. 425, 565, and then a 665 30-foot yoke carry to finish.
Take us through the mission brief presented by Air National Guard. What are the keys here?
Works the same here for 17. Stay smooth on the box. Try to get that sled across as fast as you can, but you have to finish strong. That yoke is going to get heavy. The numbers game is done. You either go for it or you don't. Trying to maximize the points you got left on Saturday.
Colton Mertens setting the top time to beat here in heat number 2, 5:21.44 seconds. There's Pat Vellner, who is familiar with the yoke from Aeneas back in 2018 during Matt Fraser's victory lap. There's a great shot of Pat Vellner chasing an errant plate that was just rolling across the floor in typical Pat Vellner fashion.
Perhaps to get a little redemption today.
Yeah. Pat Vellner in his 10th career CrossFit Games has an event win here already.
With as much success that Vellner has had over the years, he has had some epic blunders. Falling off a cargo net, bicycle breaking, plate going across the floor.
Heat 2 in event 17 is underway. 20 shuttle box jumps. 36 inches on the height. Henrik Apolainen has the top time in this event, 3:38.09 seconds.
Check out Moritz Fiebig. Austin Hatfield. Look at Moritz Fiebig. Not only is he jumping down from the box, he tries to clear the line. So there's just a quick step back. Saving seconds, it's not much effort. The box is high enough, you're coming down pretty far. I haven't seen anybody try that technique yet.
Pat Vellner kind of doing something similar that we saw Lucy Campbell do, stepping back with that through foot and then stepping up to help with his jump. And he is towards the front here.
We're back in the Madison days, I want to say it's 2022. There's an interval workout that had box jump overs in it more than box get overs, but Pat Vellner had perfected the way to get over the box better than anybody.
And Pat Vellner is going to be the first man done with those box jump overs. And he heads back to start his 170-pound sled pull. Fiebig is done, as is Hatfield. And Tudor Magda, Hamming, and Ty Jenkins all running back to join Vellner on the pull. Vellner is in the lead. But Austin Hatfield, his sled is on the left side. Vellner's is in the middle of your screen. Hatfield is putting some pressure here on Vellner. Feibig is also catching up as well. Feibig's sled is right next to Vellner's in the middle.
Feibig's doing everything he can to try to keep pace with Austin and Vellner. Looks like Austin is doing a little bit of that technique that Henrik Haapalainen used in heat number 1. See a lot of guys leaning back and getting length of the pull, where Hatfield in lane number 2 is just doing quick pulls with his upper body only.
Vellner and Feibig are going to be done at about the same time. Hatfield finishes well, and they will move to the yoke. 425 pounds to start, 193 kilos, and it's Hatfield and Feibig off first. Vellner now back in third place. 3:38.09 seconds. That's the time to beat. Belongs to Henrik Haapalainen. As Hatfield bobbled a plate. But he has himself situated, and he'll be the first man to start his second yoke carry now at 565 pounds, 256 kilos. Feibig onto his second carry in the middle of your screen. He's done. And now the weight goes up to 665, 301 kilos. Pat Vellner joins Feibig and Hatfield at the final station. And Austin Hatfield is ready to go. And Henrik Haapalainen is going to hang on to the top time. Hatfield going for the heat win. He is done. And Hatfield is in. 3:45.98 seconds. Feibig is done. Pat Vellner working his way towards the finish of his third and final carry. And Vellner needs to pick it up and just get the nose over it. It's got to clear it, and Vellner does it. Dylan Hamming is in. The two oldest men in the field finish back to back. Here comes Colton Mertens. Nika Mazaraza on the left side is in. And Ty Jenkins closing out his event. Saxon Panchik is done. Here comes Tudor Magda. Now Victor Hoffer will be the last man to finish. It's Austin Hatfield who gets the heat win at 3:45.98 seconds, but Henrik Haapalainen will hang on to the top time at 3:38.09 seconds. Austin Hatfield, 18th place overall. Going to be happy with that result.
As he should be. He needed something like this to get him going. There's Moritz Feibig early off the box, and Pat Vellner. But off the 20 box of overs, it was Pat Vellner first, getting to that 100-foot sled pull. But once he got there, Austin Hatfield using that technique we saw Henrik Haapalainen use, where just straight upper body pull, and then once he got going, using a little different technique, stacking his plates, he would actually throw a plate over to the other side versus walk it over. But it works well enough to get a heat win.
Austin Hatfield takes the heat at 3:45.98 seconds, followed by Feibig and Vellner. And Dylan Hamming was on Vellner's heels, but ran out of real estate to close that gap. And it's Colton Mertens with another solid performance. He takes 5th place in the heat, but the top time still belongs to Henrik Haapalainen from heat number 1 at 3:38.09 seconds. Earlier today, our Air National Guard Overwatch cam. It's a snatch speed ladder, so you got to keep an eye on Guy Maeros. He gets the event win, and as a result, puts himself inside the top 10.
He's had 2 good events today, starting with that 500-meter zigzag run outside, but that performance in the snatch ladder never gets old to watch Kima Harris lift weights.
It's still close between Sprague and Pepper. Dallin Pepper now just 13 points back of Sprague for the overall lead. Jay Crouch drops to third, and Justin Medeiros fell down to fourth place, but he is only 15 back of a spot on the podium. 4 former champions in the field for the first time in CrossFit Games history, and James Sprague is trying to become the first man to ever win multiple CrossFit Games in non-consecutive years. And here's what awaits the top athletes on the men's side. We're going to start with Echo Thruster. We're going to end with Jump Pull Yoke.
It's close to the leaderboard, but we have 200 points up for grabs. Turn it around in event 17. 20 shuttle box jump overs at 30 inches, 100-foot sled pull across the competition floor, and then Aeneas Yoke finale, 30 feet sections with 425, 565, and 665 to finish it out.
Keys to the event in the Air National Guard mission brief.
You're gonna start smooth on 16, work your way through the thrusters and bike, but you gotta finish strong in event 17 and then play the numbers game. Do I try to grab 100 points here and hang on? Do I save some energy and maybe try to grab 100 points in the second part? Play your race, but play the numbers game and play it well.
Top 10 men on the floor here as they close out their third day of competition. Only 3 events remain after this, and we will be watching the middle of the floor very closely. That's where James Sprague, your overall leader, will be working in lane 6. Dallin Pepper and Jay Crouch, the 2 men right now joining him on the podium, will be flanking him in lanes 5 and 7. Well, James Sprague has led for a vast majority of this competition. Did surrender the leader's jersey once yesterday in one event to Dallin Pepper, but immediately got it back. But Sprague has not had a solid day 3. He's got a 13th and a 14th, but did take 3rd in triple pig.
And he did it very well in triple pig, handling those triple unders, but those place finishes were in a sprint and a snatch ladder. This is James' opportunity to get those points back. He handles thruster workouts very well, especially for his size. A lot of people think he won't. When you talk about Echo Bike and thrusters, Dallin Pepper is the man. He has won events that have these movements in him in the past.
And Dallin Pepper delivered in that snatch speed ladder, took 4th in that event to put himself just 13 points back of Sprague for the lead. 21 calories to kick us off. Time to beat Colton Mertens, 5:21.44 seconds.
Now Mertens did it with going unbroken on the thrusters. Pacing out the Echo Bike a little bit. We've seen the opposite, where other athletes will push the bike and break the thrusters. Came down within seconds between Mertens and Hatfield, having 2 different strategies.
Fuel your WOD with PB Fit protein bars. 24 grams of plant-based protein, perfectly balanced, 40, 30, 30 macros, created in partnership with the CrossFit Games, and you can shop now on Amazon. First set of thrusters now. Sprague and Crouch right next to each other. Just ahead of Dallin Pepper. Jason Hopper, the defending champion, was also one of the first men to the barbell. Sprague and Crouch going rep for rep here on the 115-pound, 52-kilo barbell. There's Dallin Pepper, who's trying to continue to chip away at James Sprague's lead. Sprague takes a break. Pepper takes a break. Sprague is right back to work.
Very short break for James Sprague and Dallin Pepper.
Hopper and Pepper and Sprague are all done at the same time. Sprague and Pepper back to the bike. Here comes Hopper and Crouch. Justin Medeiros has just closed out his set of 21.
We always say in a descending rep seam couplet, it's the middle round that's the worst part. Typically in a 21-15-9, it's the round of 15. The round of 18, how this goes, is going to be one of the toughest middle couplets these guys have gone through. Not just because it's been 16 events, but the intensity that they're going.
60 rep mark is what they're needing to get to before they head back to the barbell that has now been loaded to 135 pounds, 61 kilos. Jay Crouch on the right side of your screen is your leader, but Dallin Pepper's judge's hand is in the air first. But Dallin Pepper is in the lead right now. Final 2 calories, final calorie for Pepper, coasting this thing on in, and it's to the barbell for Dallin Pepper. Here comes Jay Crouch. "18 reps at 135 pounds, 61 kilos. Looking to get to the 78 rep mark before it's back to the bike for the final time. Sprague with a break. Pepper continues to work. That's the first break for Pepper. He has 6 reps left. And Pepper is done. Sprague's got 4 reps remaining as Pepper goes back to the bike ahead of the field.
One of Dallin Pepper's first event wins as an individual elite male came in 2023. The final event called what? Echo Thruster. .44 seconds is your time to beat. Dallin Pepper has got to get to the 93 rep mark to get back to the barbell that's now been loaded at 155 pounds. He was getting some help from Jay Crouch. He still is, as Crouch is ahead of Sprague. It's a 13-point deficit between Sprague and Pepper. Pepper is done. Down, look back to see who's going to chase him.
Here comes Crouch. This is good for Pepper. And keep in mind, Colton Merton's time here, although the way these guys are moving, I don't know. Pepper onto his final 15 reps at 155. James Sprague is right there with him along with Jay Crouch. Those are your top 3 men. Now Jason Hopper is onto the barbell. 5 reps left for Dallin Pepper. He's hung on to this whole set. Here comes Medeiros. Final 2 for Pepper. Unbroken. And a repeat win in Echo Thruster for Dallin Pepper. James Sprague just took a break. This is gonna, oh, and no rep for Crouch. And James Sprague is in ahead of Hopper. So Sprague is only gonna surrender 4 points for Dallin Pepper in that event. That was a huge no rep for Crouch. Medeiros is across. Ricky Garrard getting set to finish up. And Medeiros will also gain a few points on that man for a spot inside the top 3. Jeff Adler is through, and Guimaraes is going to finish up. And Bailey Martin will be the last man on the floor taking a break here. He's still got plenty of time. It's an 8-minute time cap.
That was wild.
Final 2 reps for Bailey Martin. Dallin Pepper wins Echo Thruster in 2023, and 3 years later, he does it again. 2 straight events where he has delivered when he needed to.
I'll say that. I'll also say is that James Sprague is not backing down an inch.
Well, anytime you got an Echo bike, you got to keep an eye on Dallin Pepper, and it was a close race early, but then Pepper pulled away.
Jay Crouch and James Sprague had a good pace to start, but in that round of 18, we said that toughest round of this cup win is where Dallin Pepper shined brightest. Smooth on the bike, strong on the barbell, and going unbroken in that middle set. And he had a rabbit to chase, and that was Colton Mertens. But with the crowd screaming in his face, Dallin Pepper knows.
Well, this was the huge part, the no rep from Jay Crouch. And he didn't have it locked out overhead. That was a good call by the judge. It was close.
It was a tough call, but it was the right call. And James Sprague took advantage of the window that Jay Crouch opened for him.
Dallin Pepper goes sub-5, second career event win. And now unofficially, the deficit between him and Sprague is just 9 points.
Still have a little over just under 2 minutes before we start 17. And these athletes are going to do everything they can to try to recover.
It's a two-man battle for the top spot. And Sprague may have jumped the gun a little bit there. Oh, Dallin Pepper trips on his first rep.
Look, that 30-inch box is high, and the way his legs were after that, they're probably a little fatigued or a lot fatigued. But James Sprague, look at him, jumping off the box, clearing the line all the way through. That's what Morris Feibig was trying to do, and what James Sprague is perfecting.
Well, Sprague is through now 11 of those 20 reps. And I think he's had enough of surrendering points to Dallin Pepper, the way he's attacking this final event. Time to beat in this event belongs to Henrik Haapelainen in 3:38.09 seconds. He put that up in heat number 1. Now Sprague has 2 reps to go.
And you're going to see Dallin Pepper, he does not have much left in the legs. And might be paying for what he did in event 16, but James Sprague, what more can you say about this guy? He is so resilient, so tough, such a gamer.
Jason Hopper is going to be the second man to the sled, followed by another champ, Jeff Adler. Ricky Garrard is done. Jay Crouch is done.
Down is, he's got to get to that sled. He can't have done all that work to just lose even more than he gained by winning the event.
James Sprague is more than halfway done with this pull, and Pepper has just gotten started. Sprague is way out in front right now. Just has 2 sections remaining. He made extremely fast work of that 170-pound, 77-kilo sled. And James Sprague is going to be the first man to the yoke, 425 pounds, and he is taking off with that thing.
Sprague is so good at maximizing the opportunities given to him by the other athletes. He did that in the snatch event. When Hopper, Garrard, and Tudor were missing snatches, he made it to get him in the top 10. When Jay Crouch fails the last rep on the thruster, he gets his last one to save him some points.
Jason Hopper is done with his first carry. Dallin Pepper is getting situated under the yoke for the first time. He's moved himself into 3rd place now in the heat. Sprague loading up his yoke to 565, 256 kilos. Pepper is done in the middle of your screen, but
he's got to
hurry. Hopper currently sits in 2nd place. Here goes Sprague for the final time in this event. James Sprague is in the 2024 fittest man on earth. Punches back. Event win for Sprague, 3:20.65 seconds. And his lead is going to increase over Dallin Pepper for that top spot. He's getting help from Jason Hopper and also Henrik Haapalainen from heat number 1. Jeff Adler is now done. And here comes Dallin Pepper. Jay Crouch is finished. Ricky Garrard and Bailey Martin are your leaders on the floor right now. They're on the far right side.
That could have been so much worse for Dallin Pepper. He was almost last off the box. He made up so much time on the pull.
Ricky Garrard is done. And now a race between Krennikov and Mayeros. And Guy wins that by 6/100ths of a second. The second time we've had that margin. But James Sprague took an uppercut from Dallin Pepper and then counterpunched with a murderous right cross. And these guys are trading haymakers going into the final day.
It is going to be a fun day 3 if today was any indication of what we're in store for those final 3 events on Sunday.
Third career event win for James Sprague, who will hang on to the leader's jersey going into the 4th and final day of competition. Just 3 events tomorrow. And let's send it down to the competition floor. Dave Castro has an announcement of the final event, I believe.
To announce tomorrow night's final for the individual athletes, let's give a big warm welcome to 5-time CrossFit Games champion, Matt Frazier! The last workout for the 2026 CrossFit Games is the Fibonacci Final. So 5, 8, 13, a pair of light handstand push-ups and kettlebell deadlifts to finish off with an 8-foot dual kettlebell overhead walking lunge.
Got one more thing.
One last time, give it up for Matt Frazier!
The Fibonacci Final is going to be the last test.
Of course it would.
On Sunday. But after taking Dallin Pepper's best shot, James Sprague said enough is enough.
What more can you say about James Sprague? Just when you think he might be slipping, just when you think he might be out, he comes back and does something like this. He absolutely sold out on the box jump overs, sprints to the pulling sled, and then once he got to the yoke, there was no looking back. He knew exactly what he needed to do. He knew exactly the position he was in. And James Sprague, the 2024 CrossFit Games champ, is putting himself in a great position with a lot of momentum going into Sunday.
Third career event win edges Henrik Haapalainen by 18 seconds. Haapalainen's going to pick up a second place finish in that event, his best so far of the competition. Jason Hopper takes third. Dallin Pepper down there in 6th place. He came in trailing Sprague by 13 points for the overall lead. That margin is going to get larger heading into the 4th and final day of competition. And Mike Arsenault is down there with the frenemies, James Sprague and Dallin Pepper.
Well, Dallin, it's like deja vu all over again. You won the Echo Thruster event here at the 2026 CrossFit Games. You won it in 2023 as well, but this is your first interview. What happened?
Yeah, apparently when you win the final event, they just want to win or interview who won the CrossFit Games. So Jeff stole my interview back in 2023. So it's 3 years coming, same workout, I'm finally here.
All right, well, we've been waiting to ask this question for 3 years. So the Echo bike and thrusters dominant. Why are those two movements so strong for you?
I think I can hurt a little more than everyone else, so I'm going to take it.
Well, there might be a lot of hurting with one final day of competition, 3 events left. So James, you saw Dallin cut into your lead on event 16. Anything you can do, I can do better. You lengthen that lead again in event 17. What is it like being in these races, not just with competitors, but with friends that you train with and trash talk with all year long?
Oh man, you love it and you hate it at the same time. Like, if I wasn't competing, I told Dallin I'd want him to win a competition. I want him to win if I'm not there. And I'm sure he can say the same for me. Like, that's what best friends are for. They cheer for each other, but also we want to kick each other's butts equally. I know how fit he is. We did training camps all summer. We compared times all summer. I know that tomorrow is going to be a dogfight and you guys aren't going to want to miss it.
Well, as a former champion, James, I'll give you the last word. We just heard what the final event will be at the CrossFit Games, announced by 5-time champion Matt Frazier. Fibonacci final. Initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts, I've worked my whole life to be good at handstand push-ups. You know, I would never shy away from any challenge. I know that all these workouts have been difficult so far. I know that all these boys look at this volume and think it's massive. So just one more test, focusing on event 18 first. Me and this guy are going to grind on some machines. You'll see the big dogs eat.
3 events will decide the 2026 CrossFit Games champion. Dallin, James, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
I love to see these guys battling it out on the competition floor. They've done it for so long together, but we're billing this to be one of the best men's fields at the games ever, and they are delivering. And we still have, thankfully, one more day and 3 more events of this battle to determine who the fittest man on earth will be.
It's going to be a hell of a ride. The men's field, as Chase said,